Hey, what's up, YouTube boxing family? It is K right here. I'm back with another good video for y'all today. Yeah, let's get right to it. We're gonna talk about Mr. Shawn Porter calling Jaron Ennis overrated. I'm gonna be roasting the shit out of Shawn Porter in this video. So, yeah, warning alert and trigger warning to any of you Shawn Porter diehards. But yeah, I mean, I had a lot of respect for Shawn Porter until you said this. So I find this really weird that Shawn Porter just comes out of nowhere and just basically pulls off like another Deontay Wilder, technically, just talking crap about Jaron Ennis as if he ain't nothing. Yet you said on national television that you would never fight him. So yeah, let's get right to it. But before we start it off, shout out to the mighty LDBC and long live Puerto Rico. And yeah, salute to everyone that rides with this channel. But yeah, let's talk about Mr. Shawn Porter. I think Shawn Porter is dead wrong for saying this about Mr. Jaron Ennis. For those of you that don't know, Shawn Porter, he used to be a fighter. He had, two championships in the welterweight division. I believe that's where he only fought at. He never fought anywhere above 147. But Shawn Porter, decent fighter, hadn't had the best, career ever. But he's done what he had to do to be up at that level. And the thing about Shawn Porter is that he tends to go off on these weird tangents. And I don't know if Shawn Porter is mentally disturbed by what other people do in their careers, but it seems like he has beef against black American level athletes that don't follow the political agenda in boxing. And part of me feels like Shawn Porter is becoming like another Tim Bradley in the making, but just the PBC version of one. And Tim Bradley, he's a stupid, piece of shit. But Tim Bradley is pretty much up the same way with Shawn Porter. Had his little career run, thought he had everything in the bed because he beat Manny Pacquiao and blah blah blah, and the whole story goes on. And Shawn Porter hasn't, been anything different from a Tim Bradley. He's just the PBC version of one. But I just find it really weird that Shawn Porter, he's always just been talking shit about fighters that are on the coincidental. I find it surprising he hasn't gone against Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson yet, but I think that'll come in due time because Shawn Porter, he's gonna say something out of line, and it's gonna piss off his own fans that actually do support him. And I just don't think Shawn Porter is making a good service of himself by trying to talk down on his own, black American brethren. I'm just keeping it real, but, I wouldn't try to, attack my own kin for where I come from. And even though that I shitted on, Leanna, even though I believe she's Puerto Rican, but that's because me and her just have mutual beef. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, if she's like at the level where she can be like another good like chip of Puerto Rican talent, then I don't have to like her, but I congratulate her on that. But I mean, I don't see her making it that far because she's not really that heavily seasoned in the sport. She hasn't gotten her killer instinct built into it yet, and her skills are not sharpened yet. But sooner than later, if the blades of that talent do get sharpened enough, then yeah, that could be a potential fighter down the line that could definitely be a problem for a lot of people. But as far as everything else goes with Shawn Porter, just talking shit about Jaron Ennis, I just find that absolutely disgusting. Jaron Ennis, he is daring, himself to be great by trying to get a title shot with anybody who is available in the welterweight division. I believe he is 28-0, soon to be 29-0 against Castillo Clayton if he is successful in that fight. In which Clayton, he's like a sturdy opponent, but I mean, not a bad fight for Boots. I mean, like honestly, I really can't believe that Jaron Ennis has well over 28 fights, and this will be his 29th bout. But shit, Jaron Ennis could damn well have well over like I'd probably say at least like 50 to 60 fights. When it's all said and done, definitely Boots is gonna be like hyper active. Once he gets himself like a title and he brings himself to that higher level. So I think Jaron Ennis, he's just going to keep getting better. And I really hope he, makes it far. But to respond to Shawn Porter's comments of what he said on his Porter Way podcast to say, Jaron Ennis, he's all hype, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't, sell to the public. He doesn't, have all this skills and talents. My question to Shawn Porter is that why would you talk shit about Boots now when you couldn't have said that in the past, where you said on national television, if I'm not mistaken, that you would never fight Jaron Ennis. That kid is a problem. He is, the future of the welterweight division, as I'm paraphrasing it. So my only question to you, Porter, is that you could have easily fought Jaron Ennis, at that time frame, where you could have had everything settled in the ring. And guess what? If you had beat Ennis, that's a huge victory. But at least with Jaron Ennis, he would learn from that loss and he would blossom into a way better fighter. So I think honestly, like, it just makes all the better sense in the world to, just fight him. So that way you could have like some good credibility in your career. So, I don't know, like, to me, like, I just think, like, Shawn Porter, he's a piece of shit hypocrite, similar to that with Timothy Bradley, because, he supports one fighter, and then, the next minute, he just kind of caps and just, he basically, acts like a coon, that's really how, that's really how I see it. I think, honestly, it's sickening and it's really evil and disgusting. But I just think it's really fucked up, man. I think everything that Shawn Porter has said about Jaron Ennis is now going to be viewed as a major harsh, how should I say, a harsh stain on his career for his post retirement podcasting or sports broadcasting career in boxing, because it's like people are going to start to see start to look at Shawn Porter as a non-credible source. So I think that just doesn't make any sense, and I think Shawn Porter is just dead wrong, because if you just never liked Jaron Ennis in the first place, you should have just fought him. You should have said, yeah, man, I'll beat the crap out of Boots. He ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. At least that way you'll have some credibility in, beating a Jaron Ennis who's on the come up, and he's a, he's a future legacy-driven fighter. So his skill set and his talents are going to be so great after you beat him, because he's going to grow from those losses or from those major fights, that in which even if you lost to Boots, at least Boots will say, yeah, man, Shawn Porter, he was a fucking beast, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how I would view it if I was in Shawn Porter's, position. But sadly, Shawn Porter, he don't want to get that ass whooped. So I just think, honestly, Shawn Porter, you're a fucking faggot. You're a fraud. You should have fought Jaron Ennis if you had all this energy. So, that's pretty much it. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all later. Have a good day. And, yeah, goodbye. Alright. Shout out to Mighty LDBC. I'll see you.